What is up, guys? I'm over here at the Fullerton Loop checking out this 2017 Giant Anthem Advanced. This one is a revolution. It's not like any Anthem that you've ever ridden. Super slack, more travel, boost hubs, Trunnion Mount Shock, forged carbon fiber, upper rocker. This thing is just a completely different machine, and it rides completely different as well. Still really fast, but I'm over here kind of in the middle of my lap over here at Fullerton Loop, so let me finish my lap and I'll get you some final thoughts at the end of my ride. All right, so let's go and pedal through this area right behind me and let's see what this baby can do. All right, check it out. Downhill, let's do this. Like I said, this is the all-new 2017 Giant Anthem Advanced. This is the one build, and that basically comes with full XT. So you're dealing with XT shifters, XT brakes. You got the two-piece rotors there. You got the XT crank. This is a one-by system, so there's no front derailleur. They do have these two kind of bolt holes if you want to attach a front derailleur to that. Again, one-piece crank. I'm not sure what the teeth, oh, it's 32 teeth. They've got a massive cassette on the back. Again, this is 11-speed mono XT. It's got the lever for the lockout, so there's not really any chain movement as you're going downhill. You're not going to get a lot of slap. Wheel set is the Giant XCR1. These are composite rims, and they're working with the DT Swiss internals, and also you also have the straight pull spokes, as you can see there. Tires, Racing Ralph by Schwalbe, and then you have a Schwalbe knobby nick up front, baby. Real nice tire, nice and knobby. I used to run this on my Anthem SX, but I've since switched to Kenda, having a little bit better experience with them, but this is still a decent tire. Here you go, this is a 27.5 by 2.25. 27.5 by 2.25 as well. Front and back. Saddle, this is Giant Contact SL. Neutral saddle, it's actually pretty decent. I didn't expect to like it, only because I didn't like the road saddle, which was a forward. I was on my TCR, but this is the neutral, so you're basically indicates that you're in a more neutral sitting position, and you have more pressure on your sit bone, so that's a little bit wider here. Dropper is the Giant Contact Switch SL, I believe it's called. Same one that I'm running on my current Anthem now. It's pretty decent, a little bit heavy, but it's not bad. The lever, there's better levers out there, but it does the job. Cable routing is all internal, like always. So you have them on either side, and has this kind of real nice wraparound effect. There's no rubbing on the frame or head tube or anything like that. Suspension, you're dealing with Fox front and back. This is a Performance Elite 34. So Performance Elite basically means you get all the adjustments from the higher end stuff. You have, you know, open, medium, and firm. You even have this open mode adjust to adjust kind of the open mode compression. You have the Fit 4 damper, rebound adjust, again, air fork, nice beefy 34mm stations, first time on an Anthem. You have boost hubs, so that indicates a wider hub, and that gives you a little bit more stability in the hub area since it's wider. And then you also have clearance to run a wider tire. This is a pretty beefy 2.25 on some pretty decently width rims, which, as you can see here, tons of clearance. You run a 2.3, 2.35, maybe a 2.4, 2.5. The back, you also have a boost hub, and this is a 142 through axle. So these have, you know, basically you need an Allen key now. They don't have the quick release levers anymore. Same thing on the fork as well. It's a little bit more integrated look. But on the back, you really don't have all that much clearance, even though you do have that boost hub. This is, again, a 2.25, and there's really not a lot of room there. And if you're dealing with flex or whatever, you're really not going to go any much wider than that. Maybe push it to a 2.3 or 2.35 is the max that I would do. You're really looking at maybe a little bit over a 1/4 inch of space on either side. So be aware of that. Another thing that they changed for 2017 is this massive carbon upper rocker. So this is a kind of forged carbon, so it's just really stiff. And previous years the mount used to be on top, so they used to have this little kind of thing that stuck out, and then these would taper inside and mounted that way. Now it's mounted right through the top of the shock, nice and wide, keeps the rear end nice and stiff, and that adds to the stability of the entire bike all throughout. Again, this is a Performance Elite shock, so as you can see here, there's no Kashima coating. It's just that traditional black coating, but again, you do have the open, medium, and firm, and open mode adjust with the rebound. So I'm about to drop in, I'm gonna leave it open. So as you can see here, this frame is a lot slacker than your traditional Anthem. You're dealing with stock right out of the box, 120mm of travel in the fork. You have an additional 10mm of travel in the back, so that's a full 110mm of travel in the rear. So I was kind of worried that this was going to feel more like a trail bike and less cross-country race oriented, and I was right. It definitely feels a little bit more like a trail bike. It actually feels a lot more like my old Trans that I used to ride, which was 120mm front and back. So with this being only 10mm difference of travel in the rear, it feels a lot more like that bike versus an old-fashioned cross-country race Anthem. It really felt like a cross-country race bike. It was really light, steep head angles, seat angles, everything was super steep. And this one is just a lot more slacker. Still pretty light. It was the weight actually surprised me. I expected it to be a lot heavier. I don't really have actual weight numbers with me right now, but this bike's surprising me. You know, even though everything's super slack, even the stack is a lot higher just because you have the bigger fork. So you're sitting kind of more upright on this bike. So if I purchased this bike, I would definitely drop the stem, reverse it, and even put some flat bars on there. I like to get my bars in line with my saddle. So this being a good 2-3 inches up, I just feel way too upright on this bike. It does feel really comfortable on the downhills though. All right, here's the hill. Looks like you got some water damage on it, but I'll just hug the right side. Nice and smooth. Just keep the pedals turning. This is actually climbing quite well. And with this Trunnion Mount Shock, that allows everything to be wider along with the boost hubs. And that lets the rear wheel kind of tuck right underneath you. So, especially on those climbs, you really felt a difference. that tire right underneath you. You have all your weight on that rear tire, so really keeps its traction a lot better than something with longer chainstays.